I know that sounds strange coming from a woman who has had 102 birthdays. You'd think by now I'd have the secret recipe for a smile that never fades. But at 102, looking back at the finish line from where I stand, I've realized that happiness is the most dangerous ghost you can ever chase. Most of you watching this are in your 40s, 50s, or 60s. You're in the thick of it. You're working, you're providing, and you're constantly telling yourself, I'll be happy when the mortgage is paid. I'll be happy when the kids graduate. I'll be happy when I finally retire. I'm here to tell you from the vantage point of a century that later is a liar, and happiness is a fleeting shadow. If you build your life on the pursuit of happiness, you are building on sand. I've seen empires fall. I've seen currencies disappear. And I've seen thousands of people reach my age with nothing but a suitcase full of should-haves. Today, I want to give you the brutal truths I've learned about what actually matters when the noise stops. These aren't the things they teach you in school, and they aren't the things you'll hear on the news. This is what remains when everything else is stripped away. First, you must understand that happiness is a guest, not a resident. The world sells you the idea that happiness is a destination, a place you arrive at and stay. It's a lie. Happiness is a visitor. It comes for tea, stays for 10 minutes, and leaves. If you spend your life trying to make that visitor stay forever, you'll miss the beauty of the other guests: grief, longing, and peace. At 102, I don't look for happiness. I look for meaning. Meaning stays when the lights go out. Happiness doesn't. Second, the debt of pride is always paid in solitude. I've seen so many reach their 80s and 90s alone, not because they didn't have family, but because they chose to be right instead of being connected. They won every argument, but they lost the person. At my age, winning an argument with someone who is no longer here is the loneliest victory in the world. Swallow your pride while you still have someone to apologize to. Third, your body is a bank account with no overdraft. In your middle years, you treat your health like a credit card. You think you can pay it back later. But at my age, I can tell you, the body keeps a perfect scoreboard. Every hour of sleep you sacrificed for a promotion, every year you spent sedentary, it all comes due with interest. You don't get healthy for today. You do it so you aren't a prisoner in your own skin when you are old. Fourth, the scoreboard of success is a lie. The house, the car, the title. From this armchair, they look like toys left in a sandbox. I don't remember what I earned 40 years ago. I don't remember the brand of the first car I bought. I remember the way the light hit the kitchen table. I remember the smell of the rain on the day my children were born. Stop measuring your life by what you accumulate. Measure it by what you behold. Fifth, later is the most dangerous word in the English language. We treat later like a bank account where we store our dreams. But that bank goes bankrupt every single day. I've stood at more gravesides than I can count, listening to people say, "We were going to do that next year." There is no next year. There is only the breath you are taking right now. If you have something to say it. If you have a place to go, go. 6. Social detachment is a superpower. The older I get, the less I care about the roar of the world. Everyone is so angry today. Everyone is so busy judging people they've never met. At 102, I realized that 99% of what people think of you is none of your business. The moment you stop seeking validation from the crowd is the moment you finally become free. Detachment isn't about not caring. It's about only caring for what is real. 7th, you will be forgotten, and that is a gift. It sounds brutal, doesn't it? But in 2 or 3 generations, your name will likely be a footnote or a forgotten branch on a family tree. This shouldn't make you sad. It should make you brave. If you aren't living for a legacy that will eventually fade, you can finally start living for the experience of being alive today. Don't be a slave to a history book that hasn't been written yet. 8th, hard truths are better than sweet lies. We spend so much time being polite that we never become honest. We stay in jobs we hate, in marriages that died a decade ago, and in habits that kill us. Why? Because we are afraid of the brutal truth. But at 102, I promise you, the pain of a hard truth is sharp and short. The pain of a sweet lie is a dull ache that lasts for 60 years. 9th, loneliness is the price of wisdom. The more you see, the more you understand, and the more you find yourself standing alone. Not because people don't like you, but because you no longer fit into the shallow conversations of the world. Embrace the silence. Learn to be your own best company. If you aren't comfortable being alone now, you will be miserable later. Peace is found in the stillness, not the noise. 10th, forgiveness is a selfish act. People think you forgive others to be nice. No, you forgive others so you don't have to carry their garbage in your heart. At my age, my heart is too small for grudges. I don't have the energy to hate anyone. Carrying resentment is like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die. Let it go. Not for them, for you. Finally, you must realize that choosing comfort over growth is a slow death. Most people stop living at 40 and just wait to be buried at 80. They choose the safe path, the responsible path, and the quiet path. But at 102, I can tell you that the only things I regret are the risks I didn't take. The mistakes I made provided the best stories. The sensible years provided nothing but dust. If you are watching this and you are still in the middle of your journey, I want you to look at my face. Look at these wrinkles. Each one is a story. Some are stories of happiness, yes, but the deep ones, those are stories of endurance. They are stories of loss. They are stories of truth. Stop chasing the high of happiness. It's a drug that wears off. Instead, chase wholeness. Chase the ability to look at yourself in the mirror at the end of the day and say, I was real today. I didn't hide. I didn't wait. I didn't trade my soul for a scoreboard. Winning the game of life isn't about reaching 102 like I did. It's about making sure that whether you have 1 year left or 50, you aren't spending them chasing ghosts. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you found these words helpful. It helps me know that this message is reaching the hearts that need it. And please, leave a comment with your own reflections. I want to know what you're thinking. Don't wait until the silence of the room is too heavy to realize you spent your best years on things that don't breathe, don't love, and don't last. If you found some value in this conversation, perhaps pass it on to someone who is still running in the wrong direction. We all need a reminder sometimes that the finish line comes for us all. Make sure you enjoy the walk, not just the race. Thank you for sitting with me today.